morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is a Monday and just a wonderful, beautiful day out. I'll tell you all about the great weather coming up this week in just a moment. On our show today, we have James Tung from Third Mutual, and he's going to be primarily talking about landscape and what's going on with them. They're starting their program up this year with changing out the turf to more drought-tolerant plants, so he'll go into that. Also, we're going to bring you a segment from Harvard Eye and Florence Sylvester, and also from Breastlink RadNet, and bring you all of those. Now, as far as meetings go today, there is only one. GRF has their Media and Communications Committee meeting, 1:30 in the boardroom, and to be honest with you, there are only 3 open meetings scheduled for this entire week. So there are a lot of meetings, but most of them are closed meetings. So this is the open one for today, GRF Media and Communications. Now, the wonderful weather we're in for this week. Sunshine is the name of the game, where last week it was rain. We're just going to be seeing just some beautiful weather, maybe a little wispy clouds here and there this week, but for the most part, it's going to be very sunny, and as the week goes on, we're going to warm up little by little each day. Today, we're going to be probably in the low 60s, 62, 63 degrees. Bump that up a little bit tomorrow, even more so on Wednesday, and once we get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to be in the mid-70s. So little offshore winds today. This is a system that is coming down from the north. The way these winds are going to hit us are kind of from the northwest, meaning they're pretty much following the coast down. And as they get to us, they'll swirl around a little bit, so a little bit of offshore wind. And it shouldn't be too bad. Certain areas will. The wind advisories are really out in the Inland Empire. Now, there actually could be a little bit of snow up on in the ski resorts today and those areas. That's because there's a lot of moisture in the air with these wind conditions. It could produce a little bit of snow flurries. This same system, by the way, is still bringing scattered showers to anywhere from Central California all the way up to Oregon, and is going to bring a little snow into the Sierras as well for probably today and tomorrow, just to let you know if you're traveling anywhere. But really, look at this beautiful weather. It's just going to continue. And yeah, as I said, might get a little clouds in there a little bit, possibly a little early morning moisture like we had today. Really, that was a marine layer. If you woke up and things were kind of damp outside, that's exactly what it was. Let's take a look around Orange County and beyond today. Just absolutely beautiful. Everything in the low to maybe middle 60s. Again, each day we're going to see those temps rise. Palm Springs only about 67 today, and Big Bear 47. So a beautiful week to go up to the mountains to enjoy some winter fun up there. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. Today we're talking to Dr. Chuck Lee of 7-Day Dental. Today's topic is dental implants. Doctor, what do we need to know about dental implants?
Well, when you lose a tooth, you lose bone. With a dental implant, it maintains your bone, and it's an easy procedure. We are open 7 days a week, 365 days a year for all your dental needs.
Thank you, doctor. So come on in and get your 7-Day Dental smile.
At Diane's Hallmark, we're ready for Valentine's Day. Are you? Come in and see our great selection of cards and gifts. We have everything you need to show that special someone how much you care. And don't forget those grandkids either. Diane's Hallmark has many gifts and cards for them as well. Diane's Hallmark is located in the town center, right next to Hobby Lobby. Come in today and take care of all of your Valentine's Day needs.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From our delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
I've been with Clear Choice about 6 years now. I have my wife sitting next to me. She was tired of me saying what all the time, and that's when we sought out a hearing specialist, and we fell in love with Clear Choice right away. The hearing aids worked great. I gave them referrals. My son's got hearing aids from Clear Choice. My neighbor's got hearing aids from Clear Choice. And in my mind, Clear Choice should be your #1 choice.
Come in to one of our locations for a free hearing evaluation. Clear Choice Hearing Aid. Hear better, live better.
And welcome back. James Tung is with us today from Third Mutual. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Good to have you here today.
Good to be here.
And of course, we know that when you come on, your #1 topic is landscape.
Yes, and water.
And water. Yes.
What else?
Yeah. So let's get into landscape.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, you're beginning to start your turf reduction.
Yeah. Well, see, we've been really sort of bothered, and that our total Third Mutual water bill annually is more than $2.5 million.
Right. Yeah.
So that, if in the future drought continues, that's going to eventually increase our assessment. We try to avoid that.
Right.
The one way to do is to reduce the turf, so to save some more water. And finally, in fact, we want to do this 2 years ago starting, but a lot of people are asking for that. But then we're short of manpower.
Right.
So, but now through the VMS and negotiated with the union, now we are allowed to hire more outside contractors.
Okay.
So that allow us to start doing it. So, and Third Mutual put a fund together, and we're going to start this year.
Okay.
In fact, so what we're going to do is we start with Gate 14, because Gate 14 has no recycled water for irrigation. We want to take a large area and try to experiment, and so people can see it. And hopefully they say, oh, we love this drought-resistant plant or ground cover, and therefore then we gradually expand to other areas.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we start at Gate 14 to begin with.
And I know this has been an ongoing topic. You folks are working with United, and this has to do with the use of pesticides and also herbicides and things like that.
Well, we, again, our Third Mutual is very, very concerned about our people's health, pets' health. So the moment we found those old Roundup, they're cheaper, but once we found they hurt people, so we stopped right away. 2 or 3 months ago, the board voted through, so stop using Roundup. And we knew United did some experiment, but it turned out the result of experiment says this organic pesticides is too expensive. So
right.
Right now we ask landscape continue to do the experiment. Hopefully the new product gonna come and try different new product, so that hopefully will give them 3 more months to experiment, to find out, hopefully find something that is not hurting people and yet not that expensive.
Yeah.
So we, and of course, the reason we say 3 months, because so far they say the organic pesticides are very expensive. We say, okay, we can allow one quarter that we have the fund, but for a whole year, that's too much.
Okay.
That's why we give them 3 more months to experiment.
All right, very good. And also, you are approving requests for residents to install artificial turf.
Right.
So explain how this will work, how much area they can put in?
Well,
and where would this would go?
Okay. Well, usually it's the resident ask for their own yard, but we encouraging anything reduce the turf. But the shortcoming of the artificial turf is summertime. It may be too hot.
Okay.
So first thing is you gotta install the good quality. We have a requirement. What kind of turf? I mean, artificial turf. You gotta meet our standard.
Right.
One, and also we required if in the future, say, because as time goes on, maybe industrial will improve the artificial turf. When today's artificial become obsolete, then the residents are obligated or responsible to update them. That's our requirement.
Okay.
So two requirements. One, meet our standard. Two, update in the future.
Okay.
If that's the case, we are encouraging turf reduction.
Okay. Now, talk about water conservation. And of course, you know, the last week there was actually a tremendous amount of rain, several inches of rain, which was good.
So we expect the last 2 months of the last year and the near future, the first quarter, our water bill should be less.
Right.
Because of this rainfall.
Yeah.
I'm so happy, finally, because the last December 2017 was very, very dry.
Yeah.
That was why our irrigation bill was very high than the December 2017.
Yeah.
So this year, this past year, hopefully that's much better.
I know. Well, I can tell you just for me, my water bill dropped by probably this month 22% over what it was.
So we would expect the same thing.
Yeah, I've had my sprinklers off since mid-November.
Yeah.
So
it's
had enough rain, and then it's cool overnight, so everything stays wet anyway.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, great. But the other thing is just because that, but we still have a tier 3, tier 4 water bill. That's all came from a resident. So please, I beg you, conserve water.
Yeah.
And you know, because we don't want to wrongly blame people, so we always go out checking there's no leak. If it's a high water bill due to leak, we let the plumbing division know right away and fix it.
Yeah. All right, and I know there's something else you wanted to add?
Yeah, well,
about
finally,
the gates?
because, you know, gate 5 and 6 already have those the automatic, gate control.
Yeah.
So VMS going to start install more in gate 8. I believe gate 2 and several other ones follow up. So the thing, they start in February. They're going to start in gate 8. But when they start their work, they have to do both lanes together.
Right.
So people using gate 8, you got to change it to using either gate 7 or gate 10.
Right.
So just let people know.
Okay.
Don't say, oh, boom, go there, closed.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep people informed about that.
Right.
All right, James, always good to see you, sir. Happy New Year to you.
Good to be here. Yes.
All right, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, my
Are you looking for a better way to manage your medication? MedBox by AmeriPharma has redefined the pharmacy experience. No more pill organizers and vials. When we fill your prescriptions, you get all your medications conveniently packaged by the dose and delivered to your door at no additional cost. This means no change in insurance, copays, or out-of-pocket expenses. Call our specialists today and discover the new way of pharmacy. MedBox by AmeriPharma.
I just love that ring. Where'd you get it?
I got it at the jewelry box. I saw it on Facebook, and then I went in and bought it. They have the most unique, awesome pre-owned pieces for amazing prices.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest, voted best jewelry store in Orange County for 8 straight years, offering unmatched prices on fine jewelry and watches, refurbished to new condition.
Visit us in our store or shop our website for just arrived items.
The Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
Thank you for joining us. I have Stephen Lathrop, who is actually a breast cancer patient of Dr. Amy Bremner. Well, welcome and thank you for joining us. How are you?
Thank you. Fine.
You're fine.
Feeling good.
Feeling good. Well, that's the important thing, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, you and I had an opportunity to chat earlier about what's going on. And I really want you to tell me kind of your journey, how this all came about. So let's start with how you found out that you had breast cancer.
I normally see a dermatologist periodically to check my skin to make sure I don't have melanoma or anything like that. And any spots that I have frozen off. Mm-hmm. So she was going over, looking also on my back and my chest, and she saw something that didn't look right on with my right breast, my right nipple. And she asked if she could do a punch biopsy. And I said, okay, you can do that. And she said it would be about 2 weeks for a pathology report on it. So I went off on another mission, and when I came back, she was already phoning me, and I put 2 and 2 together and figured she wouldn't be phoning me so often if it wasn't cancerous.
Right, right. Now, you had said that you don't have access to your phone, and then when you got back after your mission, you then had several messages.
Yes, that's correct.
Tell me what you told me before, like all of a sudden you kind of knew what she was going to say.
Well, I just had a feeling, when she told me she would let me know the results in about 2 weeks, and it had been about that. Okay. And when I got service with my phone, I had messages there. And I thought, well, I wouldn't be having these messages if it wasn't positive.
Right.
And so when I finally came back, she called me again, and she said she was so sorry that I had cancer.
And how did that make you feel at that time?
I was shocked. Yeah. I mean, you never hear about men with breast cancer. And I didn't even know men got it.
Right.
So she just advised me to go see an oncologist surgeon and go from there. And I said, okay, I'll do that. But I was really, you just never hear about it from men.
Right.
And I learned.
But after that time, then you went on this journey, and how long has it been now?
Well, I got the initial information from her from the pathology report in July, and then there was testing to be done, and then the surgery was in October. So I had like ultrasound, mammogram, MRI, blood work, the whole spiel.
Right.
And then I had the modified radical right breast mastectomy is what I ended up with. I didn't want to do any half measures, or what I considered to be half measures, by just doing chemo or radiation therapy. I didn't want to go through that, so I wanted to get it cut out. I had the surgery, and it lasted about 2 hours. And I went home to recuperate, in the meantime waiting for the pathology report from the surgery.
Right. Now, it wasn't just the immediate area. There were some notes that were taken out too, right?
That's correct. The tumor was removed. I think it was 9 millimeters in size, and testing came back. The final 3 of those were negative. There was no cancer there. Yes.
So prognosis now, going forward?
Prognosis is good. As far as I know, I don't have any cancer in my body right now, but I've been advised to take what's called a chemo pill. It's tamoxifen.
Okay.
And I'll start doing that 1 a day at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
For 5 years.
For 5 years?
Yes.
Well, I've actually heard about it. It sounds like it's a good option.
Yes.
Are you going back to work soon?
I'm in the process. I'll probably be getting retired here pretty soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've been doing this a long time, so why not?
Yes, I've been 29 years in baseball
well,
work.
then
so
You're due for that second half.
I'm way due. So, and also this was a wake-up call for me. You know, I don't want to be basically dying on the job, so to speak. I want to be at least enjoying some type of retirement, you know. So.
But then you also mentioned that part of your retirement is also going to be educating other people. So what are some of the things you would say to other men out there?
Well, what I would say is don't be in denial about your health. You know, think that you'll always have perfect health or good health,
right,
when there could be maybe cancer that you don't even know about. You have no idea. So proactive is what I would say. Be proactive and see, for instance, a dermatologist every few years. You know, check your skin and so forth. See your regular doctor, you know, and get checkups, get, you know, blood work done. For men, I would say, you know, it's out there. You know, there's breast cancer out there for men, and although less than 1% have had it, it's certainly possible that those maybe in the audience or even at my base could contract it. So.
Well, right. Now we're just finding out about it. Who knows in the next few years if there aren't more cases?
Right, and I think in my case, you know, I never knew about it, so it wasn't even an issue. It wasn't even anything I thought about before.
Right. Well, thank goodness you went to that dermatologist.
Yes, I was very thankful of that.
And they caught it at a fairly early stage.
Yes, again, I was fortunate. It was, you know, I consider it a 1 in a million shot that, first of all, I went to a dermatologist that either had previous contact with that type of disease,
right,
and she spotted it. You know, I could have went to somebody else and maybe they wouldn't have. So I was very fortunate, and it was like, I think they called it a stage 2 because of the lymph node that was impacted.
Right.
But yeah, that was pretty positive.
Let me ask you something. Does your family have any history of cancer?
No.
Not at all.
The only thing, my father had ALS. I don't know if that's considered cancer or not. Lou Gehrig's disease, it's normally called. So he passed away because of it.
Right.
But other than that...
But no breast cancer? Or anything
No,
like that?
no, nothing like that.
Okay, wow. Well, see, even more of a reason for people to see their doctor to get things checked out.
I agree, you know, that's the way it should be for everybody, actually.
Right.
Not just men, you know, everybody should be more proactive.
What is a final thing that you'd like to tell, you know, everybody, including those wives, you know, where you're constantly nagging our significant other to go to the doctor and they don't go?
I would say go to the doctor when, like, at least every 3 or 4 years, depending on your age. Go, you know, suck it up and go see the doctor, whether you like doctors or not. No, I mean, nobody likes to go in to the doctor because normally they think, well, they're going in for something that's, you know, it's not good.
Right.
And you just need to have checkups and know for sure that you're in good health.
Thank you so much for telling us everything. I think it was good. I'm glad you did.
Well, I feel it's important. I actually sent a report of my surgery to people on the base where I work to let them know, especially the men, that it's out there and that they should be aware of it. And just about everybody I've talked to, male-wise, is not. They're not aware of it.
Yeah. Well, you're on a journey now.
Well, I'm happy to do that if it saves lives.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your information. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Answers Today is a great program that we've just started at our Laguna Hillside. A woman has a new symptom in their breast, whether it's new breast pain, breast lump, a rash on their breast that's new. They can call in and get into the office within 24 hours and be seen by a physician and have some imaging to have an answer before the end of that day. So this is a very powerful program. I would much rather spend the rest of my career preventing cancer than actually treating it.
The eye care experts at Harvard Eye Associates have been treating the vision of patients in Southern California for over 30 years. As a leader in multi-specialty eye care, our doctors specialize in cataracts, glaucoma, retina, cornea, LASIK vision correction, oculoplastics, and diabetic eye care. As an approved FDA research center, our doctors offer surgical techniques and technology not available to the general public. Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today. Laguna Hills, San Clemente. Call 800-974-EYES.
Welcome back. With me right now is Dr. Jacobs, and he is with Harvard Eye Associates. Welcome back, sir. Always good to see you.
Good morning, Ken. You too.
Today, we are talking about eyelid-related issues.
Yes.
And I think as people age, or even when they get younger, you know, they can get bags under their eyes and that sort of thing. Sometimes it has to do with sleep. I don't know. But
Sure.
we're talking about something that's a little more serious. And again, it can happen even when you're younger, kind of drooping eyelids.
Correct.
Or whatever different kind of abnormalities you may be having, but it can actually cause problems and prevent you seeing well, right?
That's true. Yeah, so thank you again for having me.
Yeah.
Just even before we get to that, you had mentioned the Santa Ana winds.
Yes.
And when the Santa Ana winds come, it's warm, dry air.
Yeah.
And we see lots of people with burny, stingy eyes. So just to remind your viewers to go get some artificial tears at any of the local pharmacies and put them in 3 or 4 times a day.
That's a good idea.
If you put them in before your eyes get dry, then they never get irritated.
Yeah.
We see a lot of visits for this during this time, so it can help you avoid a visit to us.
And I can tell you kind of a stark reality of that is I have an orange tree. And after the Santa Ana winds, the big ones we had about 2 weeks ago, the oranges have, you know, they're at the point, they're going to be ready in about a month and a half. They totally shrivel. I have oranges split, dozens and dozens, and it's like a desiccant.
Right.
It dries them up, but that's really indicative of what's going on
with the winds.
With the winds, and with your eyes, and with your skin, and with everything else.
I know. I always tell people, you know, we live right near the ocean, but we live in a desert. So, you know, it's always dry around here.
Yeah.
So with eyelids, which is what we came to talk about. So I do the plastic and reconstructive eye surgery at Harvard Eye Associates.
Okay.
And we see a lot of people who have problems that they don't know are related to their eyelids. So mostly tiredness during the day when they don't feel that they should be tired. Difficulty reading, so people sit down with a book or a newspaper. 5 minutes later, they find they're sleeping. So, and it could be due to their eyelids coming down and actually blocking their vision and making them tired.
Wow, so it can actually make you tired.
It can.
Wow.
It can, because when people's eyelids are coming down, people are raising their forehead like this.
Yeah.
So they're just constantly trying to stay awake.
Wow.
And the other side of that is that family and friends, when they look at people, sometimes they ask, hey, why are you tired? Why are you angry? And they're not tired, they're not angry, but they just look it because the skin of the eyelids or the forehead is coming down.
So what causes that? Is it just age? And
Yeah.
Sometimes you see this in very young people as well, right?
You do. Gravity pulls everything down, and skin has little tiny elastic fibers in it, and sometimes with time they just get stretched out.
Yeah.
So things just kind of come down, just like anywhere else things come down on people. It can affect the lids, and if we're talking about the upper eyelids, that will come down into the visual axis. So when we see the black part right in the middle of the colored part of the eye, that's called the pupil. There's nothing there. It's basically a hole in the eye. It's an aperture, like on the cameras, and light goes through the little pupil and it hits the retina. That's how we see. So if the eyelid is coming down and impinging on the pupil, then people have problems with their vision.
Okay, so what are some of the procedures that you do?
Usually with upper eyelids, there's a muscle that we can repair that actually makes the eyelid go higher. It's much like you have a garage door opener in your garage.
Yeah.
So that sits on the roof of your garage and pulls back, and then it pulls your garage door up. The muscle that opens the eyelid is kind of the same thing.
Okay.
So we can go in and actually tighten it a little bit so that the lid comes up, and it's not a lot that it needs to come up, sometimes just 2 or 3 millimeters, but that 2 or 3 millimeters makes a world of difference to people. Yeah, when people have this surgery in general, they say they wish they would have done it years ago because they see so much better now, and their quality of life has improved also.
So this procedure that you do, how do you go in and do it? Do you have to pull back the eyelids? Do you go kind of slit like around the eyebrow? How do you do that?
So typically we go into the upper eyelid space, which is in between. This is the eyebrow, and then you have lashes. So everything in between the eyebrow and the eyelashes is considered the upper lid.
Okay.
We usually go into the crease where people's when you open an eyelid, it folds in half, and there's a little crease in there. So we go into that crease and remove some of that skin, which is removing skin, and we can also remove the muscle. We actually do that from the underside of the lid.
Okay, and how, as far as the patient, are they asleep during this? How do you, because I know sometimes with eye surgery, actual eye surgery, they're awake, which is, can be disconcerting to people.
So what we do is called twilight anesthesia.
Okay.
So we put a little tiny IV in people's arms and then give them a little, I tell them a little glass of wine in their arm just so they're happy. So basically it's not general anesthesia. There's no tube in people's throat, and you don't have the risks involved with that. So as far as the safety of the surgery, people are breathing by themselves, and they're arousable. So in other words, I could say, Mrs. Jones, are you okay? And let's say, yeah, I'm great. I want to stay here all day because they're happy from the medication.
Okay.
So people are usually very comfortable, and then afterwards they say they don't remember anything from the surgery because we give them a medication that makes them amnestic, meaning not remembering anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah. Recovery time.
Recovery time, so right after the surgery, there's no patches. So as soon as people are done, they can open their eyes and see immediately. We see them back 1 week later, we see them back 1 week later typically to take out stitches. And I tell people you'll be swollen and bruised for 2 weeks afterwards. And that covers everybody. But if they go home and ice compress their eyes, they'll keep that swelling and bruising down to less than 2 weeks.
Okay, so it will look noticeable to people.
For the first, I tell people by 2 weeks after, people looking at you shouldn't know you did anything.
Okay, all right. That's something that is good to know if they have some plans or something coming up. And
so I always say, like, if you have something cooking in the next 2 weeks, don't do your surgery.
Yeah.
Wait till you have time to take care of yourself.
What about lower lids? And those are like the bags under your eyes.
Yes, so lower lids, the bags that people have, typically it's fat. And it's normal fat. It's not extra or pathologic fat. Your eyeball moves around, and the fat is a lubricant for your eyeball to move around, because it has to move around in all different directions. So the fat, when you lose the elasticity of the lower lid skin, what happens is sometimes the fat goes in this direction, that way. So you see it a little bit. So we go in and we remove a little bit of the fat. You don't want to remove too much because it's a structure that people need. And then we go ahead and tighten the lower lid and then remove a little bit of skin.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is kind of moderate. You don't want to do too much because it's easy to create problems with overdoing things. So we, you know, at Harvard Eye, we're all about vision, and we want to make sure that people's vision is never affected by what we do.
Okay, and again for that, couple weeks?
Yes.
Swelling?
Yes, yeah.
Kind of the same thing?
Yeah.
And we have seen this sometimes with celebrities. They get the eyelids done, and they look like they're scared, you know?
Yes.
I think a lot more is going on for them. But
yeah. So sometimes when you have overdone surgery where it's over aggressive, or people have had more than one procedure, you can get that. But you know, that's one of the first questions always people ask me, and I always say we're not about that. We want you to look like you, but just to be able to see better.
Okay.
And form and function follow aesthetics. You know, so if everything looks good, it works good.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you do overdone surgery, it's we don't do that.
What about insurance coverage?
So insurance, if we can show that it is medically necessary, in other words, if it's interfering, when you're looking straight ahead and it's interfering with your peripheral vision, then we can show that it's medically necessary and have the insurance consider it medically necessary and cover it.
Okay, so I would assume then for like bags under the eyes, unless you have the eyelids that are kind of turning out, they're like, well,
That's correct, yeah. So with lower eyelids, sometimes people have tearing because their lids they're not tight enough, and we tighten them up, and that's covered, you know, through people's insurance because it's medically necessary. But for appearance purposes, they never cover that.
Okay, what about just in general taking care? We've talked about taking care of your eyes. What about your eyelids? Any of these over-the-counter creams, moisturizers, you know, do they do anything?
You know, I just tell people just you know, wash your face 2-3 times a day and with soap and water and clean them well. I mean, sometimes if people have redness of their eyelids, there could be something else going on.
Okay.
You know, when they should come in and see us. There's too many things it could be to suggest any one thing. But you know, anything where people have red eyes, itchy eyes, flaky eyelids, like that could indicate other issues.
Okay.
So, but there's things that look exactly the same, but their reason is different and they're treated differently.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right. Very good. Always good to see you, Doctor.
Yeah, you too. You too. Thank you.
You very much.
Terrific.
You take care
have a
and
great
take
day.
care of your eyes, right?
Terrific.
These Santa
Thank
Ana
you.
winds we got, you know, go all the way to November sometimes.
They do.
So.
They do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again, Ken.
Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah, my orange.
#1 choice for wood flooring and more is LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
Carpet, #1 for you.
My name is Francisco Perez. I work for the Department of Transportation, and we're here to present or show the Planner-Ride system, which is one of the systems coming on and servicing Saturdays and Sundays all day, and Monday to Friday from 8 o'clock to 10:30 at night. If you want to use the service of Planner-Ride, you please call 597-4659 to make a reservation to the 2 days before or the day of by noon time. That will be the latest time that you can request your pickup for the following day. One of the topics that we like to discuss about is safety. So mainly we like to make sure for the safety of the residents to be seated until the bus stops from moving, and do not get off your seat until the driver tells you so, for your own personal safety and to avoid any accidents or falls on the bus or outside the bus. So one of the key points is the ramp. The main thing here is this ledge. People like to get off the bus and cut corners, and they can trip and fall. For their own safety, please, when you walk out of the bus, straight out and then go to your right or your left, whichever works, okay? That's one of the key points. The other key point is do not stand when the bus is in motion. Any pertinent requests that you might have throughout the day, you want to get off the bus or you want to acknowledge the driver, please make sure you tell the driver when you go into the bus before he starts moving the vehicle. So that way he knows in advance where you need to get off or where would you like to be dropped off in whatever cul-de-sac request that you might have. The other topic is use the handrails. Assist yourself using the handrails of the bus to help you out in and out of the bus for your own personal safety. The other part of the system is if you have a medical aid, wheelchair, walker, when you call in to make a reservation in the main line, 597-4659, make sure you tell the dispatch person taking the reservation that you are on a wheelchair or you use a medical device, a walker, so they know in advance what to look for and be prepared when they get onto the bus. The driver is already trained to perform the safe load and unload the wheelchair on the bus. So he will secure the wheelchair onto the bus and he will make sure that you'll be riding safe on the bus. So that's one of the number one things that we train our drivers, so the passenger is secure and safe while on the bus. I'm Francisco Perez. I'm here to assist you in anything you might need. Please call us at 597-4659 and I will be happy to assist you.
Dr. Farman Cosmetic and Implant Dentistry is located right outside Gate 6 and has been keeping the village smiling for many years.
I trust Dr. Farman with all my dental procedures and all my dental work. Thank goodness I found Dr. Farman.
We have been serving the community of Laguna Woods for almost 20 years now. Come and visit us at Brilliant Smile for all your dental needs.
We are close to Gate 6, near Snooty Fox Restaurant, behind Coco's.
The Crean Family Farm is a special section of the zoo where you can pet and feed goats and sheep, learn about animals, ride the train, and the new 50-monkey Ferris wheel.
Behind us, the train is going by, so Ethan's going to tell us a little bit about the farm and how it got its name.
Sure. So the farm opened in 2004 as the Crean Family Farm. We did have a smaller farm area in the zoo that dates back to the 1970s. It was starting to show its age, and we knew we could do more with the farm area. So that's when a campaign started for a new family farm area in the zoo. And the Crean family came in with a lead gift donation towards this project. So they are named, and it's named the Crean Family Farm. We have a variety of rare breed farm animals. So those are breeds of livestock, of goats and sheep and pigs and cows that are not very common anymore. So breeds that may have been common 100 or 150 years ago and now have sort of gone away. So we want to represent those heritage breeds here at the zoo. In addition to the rare breeds, we also are starting to incorporate some play areas and interactive elements for smaller children that relate to the farm area. And also we have homes for many of our education animals, so the animals that we use in programs for visitors coming to the zoo and also schools. So we have all of that represented in the farm. And on top of that, we have a large classroom. It's literally on top of that because it's the second floor of our barn. And the rides, we have a carousel, the conservation carousel, the Zoofari train ride, and the new 50-monkey Ferris wheel, which talks about the story of the 50 monkeys at Prentice Park.
The Santa Ana Zoo is located right off the 5 freeway off 1st Street on Chestnut Avenue in Santa Ana. Very simple to get to. The zoo is open 7 days a week from 10 to 4, closed major holidays. There is a senior rate, 60 years and over, of $9. Wheelchairs and electric scooters are available for rent. For more information, visit their website at www.santaanazoo.org.
Welcome back. With me today are a couple ladies from the Florence Sylvester Senior Center. We have Sherry Ann Holtz, you are the director of the center.
Yep.
And with you today is, what's your name?
Where's my name badge?
Oh, she didn't bring her name badge. Wow. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Of course, Shirley's here today. And Sherry and Shirley today are going to be talking about upcoming events with the Senior Center. There's a lot, as always. We making our way into the new year. Last time we had Steve on, who is the CEO, Steve Moore, and he kind of went more of an overview of Age Well.
Right.
And you two today are going to be talking about things that are pretty much specific to the Senior Center.
Yeah.
Great to have you both on here.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. So one of the things that is, I know this is something that's been done over the years, and these are caregiving classes, and these are important because people who do give care to a spouse, a loved one, it can be just, at times, mind-numbing.
It's daunting.
It is.
It truly is.
And so you've partnered with the Caregiver Resource Center in Orange County to come up with these seminars, these classes, right?
Right. It is a 3-part series, but you don't have to come to all 3.
Okay.
It is okay, we understand it is a stressful job, so you can come to 1 or to 2, it's up to you. But I mean, it really, it brings them together and shows them, how to do it stress-free, actually not stress-free, but with less stress, and gives them, a sense of camaraderie.
Yeah, I
so
think
they
that's
can
the
get
most
together.
important thing. And I know, Shirley, this is something that you folks have done over the years.
Yeah. And a lot of the times, the spouses don't think of themselves as a caregiver. They think that a caregiver is somebody who's paid, comes into the home. But most caregivers are spouses, and towards the end of life too. And it's extremely stressful. And we try to do as much support as we can by having the spouses come to the Senior Center for some classes or to get away if possible. But this class will also teach them some tools on how to deal with the stress and how to make time for yourself.
Do you find that they don't want to look at themselves as being a caregiver because it changes their relationship with the person they share their life with, that they used to go on vacations with?
Exactly. I'm the wife or I'm the husband. I'm not the caregiver.
Yeah.
So but it does change your life.
Yeah.
It truly does change your life, because all of a sudden, somebody that you've been living with for 45, 50, 60 years is a different person.
Yeah.
And the whole reality changes. So we're here to help in any way we can by offering some assistance and some tools to help yourself with them.
Okay, very good. And I want to mention February 6th and March 6th is when this is happening, from 10 o'clock to 11:30. And to register, it's a different number. It's the Caregiver Resource Center at 714-446-5030. If you forget that, call the Senior Center, and they'll help you out. Now, another program you're doing is with our friend Dr. Trin. Memory loss. When should you be worried? Shirley? When
I should be worried about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, me too, right? But this is, I know, again, something you've done in the past. And I think this is a great program because it really kind of sets the tone as to, forgetting a little something here and there to, okay, now it's become a little more serious. And people themselves probably don't even notice it.
Right. This was so popular last year that we brought it back on a regular basis. So it'll be on the second Thursday of every month. And like you said, we're talking about memory loss this time. Last month, we talked about the ketosis diet. That was very popular. Some of the other things we're going to be talking about in months ahead is chronic pain, superfoods, and then something everyone is really talking about right now is sugar and how it's the silent killer. So that might be another reason to come down to the Senior Center, sign up for these classes. It is limited seating, so it's best that you give us a call and let us know that you're going to be there, because it really is standing room. Yeah, people are they're flowing out the room because become so popular.
And this is happening on Valentine's Day.
It is.
February 14th.
Is, yeah.
And Dr. Trent is very unique.
Yeah, he is.
He travels around the world to help people, and it's a very casual, comfortable atmosphere. He sits on a chair, sometimes he stands, sometimes he's sitting on the floor with his legs crossed, and it's just like friends coming together and discussing, you know, with the topic of the day. So it's very, very popular.
And if you want that day, maybe go for their Valentine's lunch and then stay for the Memory Loss.
Right.
We have that.
Yeah.
If you if you can remember.
If you can remember.
Right.
Sign up now. Brain yoga, this is something else that's really good.
Yeah, it's a new class that we brought in called Brain Yoga, and it's just pretty much what it sounds like. It's brain health, and they do exercises, they do stretching. He does memory enhancement games with the group, and he also goes over things like communication, simple communication with them. So it's really been popular as well.
Yeah.
So again, sign up and come on down and check it out.
Yeah, just another example of the different kinds of things that you offer.
Yeah, it is. The Senior Center offers a variety of classes, educational to fun, but for the last couple years, we've focused on the brain, and it's become an extremely, you know, in the old days, you know, you need to exercise for physically, but you didn't realize that you have to exercise your brain too. So we're focusing on that, and this is a very, very popular class.
And I think it's something that a lot of times what happens with folks, they don't even have to be seniors yet, is that they don't exercise their brain. They may, like you said, they may go out and take walks every day.
Right.
But then they go home and, you know, watch whatever TV show or whatever it might be. Nothing against TV.
No.
But
it's not stimulating.
They're not stimulating a lot of different things.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to stimulate people at the Senior Center.
Yes.
And you do. Now, are you going to be having, I know a couple times a year you also do the I know it's not called brain scanning, but you have someone come in and you can kind of...
We're in the works. Cheryl and I are in the works.
I know that's not the word that...
Right. We're,
you know, like
memory... I think we have something coming up in February or March, so we'll be getting back to you about that.
I know that's really popular.
Testing, yes, absolutely.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
Okay, sure.
All right.
I'll drag you over there.
All right, I'll be the test subject. Anything else coming up?
Well, the one thing is that the Senior Center could not function without our fabulous volunteers. So we're looking for volunteers to help with our Meals on Wheels program, either if you want a driver route once a week or come in once a week and help us pack the meals for the homebound seniors. It's maybe an hour or two a week commitment. So we're always looking for that, and some different jobs in the Senior Center too. So if you've got a couple hours on your hands, come down and see us. It's a fun place to work. We've got some very friendly, great people, but our volunteers are extremely needed. We can use your help.
Okay, so give them a call at 380-0155 or just stop down the road and walk in there. And what are your hours there?
8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. We will be closed on Monday for Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. So stopping by, see how you can help out. And,
Thank you.
and really, if you have not been there before, go down there just to explore what they offer, because it's amazing. There's something every single day, and you can have lunch there.
Exactly.
Often. And
one of the new programs that is coming up in the future is Tim Bryant is going to be in the center once a month, giving free financial advice.
Okay.
You know, simple financial advice. You make an appointment. So we're just there to help people in any way that we can.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
All right, ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken.
Fig Newton?
We will fig it on the way out.
Okay, I know you wish it had bacon Newtons, but
right?
on National Bacon Day, we'll have bacon Newtons. All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha-Na-Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village television. Grease for peace.
And our movie today is called Alpha, and it's an adventure, drama, and a good family film as well. This takes place in the prehistoric past when a young man struggles to return home after being separated from his tribe during a buffalo hunt. He finds a similar lost wolf companion and starts a friendship that would change humanity. So this is about really the story of man and dog and how it all started. Really a very good movie, and we bring that to you at 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. There are really subtitles in both versions because these folks, when they do speak, there's not much talking in this film, is of course done in whatever language or dialect that they're speaking. So both versions, in a sense, have some sort of captioning in it because of that. All right, so that is our movie today. And our movie on Friday is a classic, Air Force One, starring Harrison Ford. And as the president goes to Moscow, he gives a stirring speech outlining the relationship between the U.S. and having zero tolerance policy with respect to terrorism. On the flight home, though, terrorists take over Air Force One and take the passengers hostage, including his wife and daughter. But they don't realize that the president himself is a former Medal of Honor winner, so the terrorists may be in for a fight on their own. A good classic movie. That will be on Friday. Now, our good classic weather. Beautiful sunny skies for this week. We might get a few little clouds here and there, but for the most part, just absolutely beautiful. Each day we go up a few degrees, as you can see. A little bit of offshore winds today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, but overall just absolutely beautiful weather. Orange County today pretty much in the low to mid 60s. And again, all those temps are going to rise each day by just a little bit, by maybe 2 or 3 each day. So by the time we get to Friday, we'll be in the mid 70s on the weekend as well. All right, you have a great day. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Take care.